Do you wake up each morning brimming with excitement, overjoyed to begin a new day? Does your work satisfy and fulfill you? Are your relationships healthy and supportive? Does your lifestyle support your dream version of you? And finally, are you happy? Join Mea Voce, mystic warrior and energy goddess, as she takes you on a journey through the amazing world of energy. Harness the infinite powers of the universe and allow your real light to shine through. Anything can be yours. You only just have to believe.
And hello. This is Mea Voce, your host and guide to the power of 5 here on OMTimes Radio. And I am trying something new today here with the new moon energy, and I am outside in the gorgeous Hawaiian sun. It is just such an amazingly still and perfect day. The sun is out and little fluffy clouds, and I just could not be in a cold, dark room. So I am coming to you live outside from the tippy top of Volcano, which is both a place and a town. Yes, family. I know everyone who sends us packages says, so wait, what's the town? Volcano. And it starts out like one of those who's on first kind of things. But no, but where do you live? Volcano. Where is it? Volcano. Yes. So it is a place, and, just aptly named the city as well. So coming to you live from this gorgeous, gorgeous Hawaiian energy and sending you much aloha and blessings, and hoping that this energy reaches to you, because remember, there's no such thing as time and space. So just close your eyes and be in this space with me and breathing in this beautiful healing air. Because certainly we could all use it, right? And I just wanted to start out today saying, let's all take a breath, because we are in a new energy phase, and we will be discussing that this morning. And continuing with our theme of letting go. That's been our theme this July, and recapping a bit from last week, but talking about shedding our stories today. And I came up with this title that I just, when you fall in love with words, it's just the remembering of the remembering. And so I love that. I don't know if I heard it somewhere, but anyway, it just sounded good for today. So we're going to talk about the remembering of our own rememberings and shedding our story, because we are firmly within the new. And as I've been saying for weeks, when we started this new moon phase, with that Mercury retro, which came before, it was just this like pulling back like a slingshot of energy, and then it would just be a whoosh. So we're in this whoosh, but it doesn't feel like a whoosh, does it? In fact, I was the last couple of days really struggling, and I'm like, all right, this is not fun and dandy energy here. Yes, feeling, dark moon now into the new moon energy, into this new moon cycle, which is very different. Okay, this is not a continuation of the past. Clearly, like I think I had said, it was like a sword was cutting through the beginning of the year until now. But that doesn't mean it feels any lighter. And it really is not even energy. Well, it is an energy. Here, let me get my thoughts straight. But it's really affecting us physically. And I've listened to my friends and people around me going, geez, I'm just so tired. And I can say that as well. I slept like a zillion hours last night, and I'm still just feeling heavy. And that is the energy, okay? That is what's coming. And so, yes, new moon, and, that's a new start and planning intentions. You should know that by now. But what we've got here is new moon in Cancer. So let me share that as well, which, of course, brings a watery element to it. And hitting emotions, which already lots of emotions in the world right now. But what's really guiding the energy today and through this next month is that we have Saturn. Saturn, one of my favorite planets. Saturn, which is currently in retro, and where it sits right now is just looking at the moon. And so this new moon energy is highlighting all of this Saturn energy. So if you're not, that doesn't mean anything to you, which generally it doesn't. So Saturn is what I call the taskmaster of the zodiac. It is where we talk about life path. We talk about responsibility. We talk also about determination. But it's these big things, like I said, taskmaster. So not a light and fluffy planet. And of course, it is a big planet. So you've got new moon just shining on this thing of determination, life path, responsibility that comes up so strongly this month. And so, yes, new moon, new path. We've talked about, we're sitting in this new energy now. And just to clarify, because I know everyone out there is saying, I look out my window and there's nothing new. There's nothing new in my life. It is Groundhog Day times 5. Yes. So what we're talking about is the new energy, and it's this energy that allows us to create the new. And if you've been following me in this journey, we've been talking about how that we are weaving now, we're seeing this unfolding. We've seen it, we're in it, this unfolding and unraveling of everything out there, of society, of values, of what's important, things coming to the surface. And it's the universe is saying, here you go, plant a new garden with new soil or build your new house and a new foundation. And last week we spoke about, this energy as if you're sitting in your new house, living room, totally empty, and you're sitting there with your partner, your child, your dog, whoever, and you're saying, what do I want to decorate this room with? And, this painting that Nana gave me, I don't know, 50 years ago that I've been just carrying with me, do I really want to see it anymore? Does it really have a place over my new mantle? So, time to just put things aside. And that energy really continues. The other side of Saturn is that besides being heavy, there's a sense of just, this continued sense of grief out there and sadness as we are letting go. There is that sadness to letting go. The fear of the unknown, we're sitting letting go, but what do we have around the corner? Nobody knows yet. So it's that sense of being in that in between and just kind of lamenting, all that's come. We have gone through so much change, haven't we? And we're just sitting there, deers and headlights, going, I don't know what's next. I don't know what to do. How do I make this good? Right? In my own life. And not even, not talking about changing the world, but just what can I do in my own life? So Saturn, again, hitting that hard right now, really saying, who are you? When you shed all of this, and the message that came last week, and I rewrote it somewhere, let's see. Well, as I didn't highlight it today, the message was, sometimes we just have to shed everything, really. We have to shed everything to see who we are underneath. And as we go through this journey we call life, we put layer upon layer on. We have experience after experience. We color that experience with words and our own perception. And it's coming to this point right now where, it's summer and it's a little bit hot. So maybe we want to shed a layer or two, take off a coat, take off that shirt, let's just shed. And even if you don't feel like you want to shed more, that is what the universe is saying now, because we are, as I said, really stepping into this new energy. And again, might not feel it today. I'm guaranteeing you're feeling the heaviness of this Saturn energy. But it's saying to you, okay, if you're going to step off into that new, you're going to decorate your new house. Who are you? What's your style? What are you feeling like? What's bubbling up? And this is a really key thing. And I felt that so strongly within myself. What is shifting within you? Each of us has a million projects, I'm sure, and lots of things that we've been doing. What now is coming forth as the thing to do? And I guarantee you this the thing is not a new thing. It might take on a new shape. It might take on a new incarnation, but it's not a new thing because this is your soul path. This is your thing that you're here for, that you're really meant to birth now. Yep. That's it. So not small, not light and fluffy. It's big things, but this is why you're here. So I'm hoping as we journey into this cycle and things lighten up, I personally hope so, because I am feeling this just heaviness, this weight of, and again, the word of Saturn, responsibility. Is what are we building? What are your choices? We've been talking about a lot. What are your choices throughout the day? And as you build, we build that new space. So purpose, that word is coming through really, really strongly and has been. What's your purpose? and alignment. So this isn't, Saturn, some people say, this is like goal setting. Saturn is all about goal setting and really thinking what you want to do. Yes, that's right. But because we're talking about energy, this is not taking a piece of paper and writing right now. This is really about setting your energy in alignment with universal energies and with your soul purpose. So really important this month to listen to yourself. And I'm going to say this, and I know all the mothers out there are going to groan, because you really need to spend some time with yourself, even if that, means putting your kids in front of the TV for the millionth hour. It's really important to come into alignment with yourself now, because that's why we're here in this time. So as we journey forward, I've got a nice little breeze popping up. As we journey forward and we're laying this new foundation down, you really got to know what you're laying, right? Really need to know what it is. And I guarantee you, I guarantee you, if you're listening to this and going, I really don't know, AI can help you. So give me a shout. I've got free consultation on my website. Just pop that button. It's got a little scheduler comes up and we can have a chat. But I really think that you do know. You just need to stop listening to the noise, all right? And stop convincing yourself, stop rationalizing. Just feel into that heart space, because we are, that wind popping up. We are well into the age of Aquarius. We are well into journeying within, into that heart space. So journey there, okay? Don't just say, oh, yes, age of Aquarius. I know I should really be in my heart space. No. Take the time, go out into nature, and really just sink into that space and feel what you're feeling. And that's it. That's what you need to do. The other element here, as I was mentioning nature, is because there's a heavier energy, this Saturn energy, and again, the sense of responsibility, really important to ground. And you might even feel really heavy grounded right now. This is not an out there kind of energy. It's really planted on this plane and planet Earth. So best to be out in nature, sit next to a spot in your garden that calls you. And as I've said, if, like my dear uncle who lives in the middle of Chicago and has really just a little deck on the street of a busy street, they at least have some plants. I've said, choose plants accordingly that you can sit with and receive that medicine, because each plant, it's not in your house just because you went to Home Depot and you bought it. You bought it for a reason. All right. So that's another show. I've done workshops on connecting with plants. Love it. Just so much fun. I am totally a plant nature person. But hopefully where you are, you can get out to the ocean or go out into the forest, or you've got a garden in there. And really, if you want to ride through this energy right now and get through Saturn and get through this moon cycle, strongly suggest finding that space out in nature where you can be alone for a bit and connecting to your heart space. Because as we journey forward, and my goodness, it's like the middle of July. How did we get here? The rest of the year is going to go just as quickly with a completely different energy. So things will pick up, and you'll see as you come into alignment, so important energetically to come into that alignment, things will just flow. Because that's what happens, doesn't it? When we are in alignment energetically, things just flow and opportunities will open. And I've said this before, but really, really pay attention, because the universe is just throwing clues at you right now. And I've noticed it myself. I've asked a question in the morning and then connected with someone and heard that person answer my question. And I get goosebumps when that happens, because I go, oh, yes, I'm not alone out there. People are listening. I know I talk about it every week, but it's nice to have some confirmation, especially in this crazy year that we've had. But really pay attention, put your listening ears on, as I tell my daughter, but listen from your heart space, because what you put out there, the universe wants you to find that alignment. It wants you to do what you're meant to do. So it's there to support you. And when was it last month? We were talking about abundance. And how everything really is there for you. And the universe, like I said, sending clues to you and sending people to you. The light workers are connecting. And I'm hoping you've had that experience in your life, right? In these past months, past couple weeks, couple days, this past weekend even. I've had a couple of just synchronicity. What was lost my train of thought there for a second, but I was just watching this beautiful cardinal float through the air in front of me. It's, oh, that's nice. Forgetting that I'm here with you. So let's get back to that. But just connect these connections. If you're feeling like, even if it's on Instagram, I met this beautiful woman through Instagram, saw her post, really resonated. Messenger, we had a great chat, found out, guess what? She lives 10 minutes away. So we're having a visit over the weekend. Things like that, and I said to her, and this made sense to her, I don't really know why we're connecting. I feel we need to. Let's just see what evolves. That kind of thing. So just be really open in this moon cycle because the universe is sending you your helpers. Yes, you're not here alone. And certainly some of us, we feel like we are, stuck in houses, but still, the beauty of the internet and the beauty of this technology we have today, so many things springing up online, these beautiful convergences, harmonic convergence just ended. And seek out what you find in resonance with you. So it will help you to come into alignment for this new cycle because we are here at this time creating your own little reality that you have, but that also echoes out into the universe. So we are here building this new world energetically together. So breathe. And I do recommend really sitting out in nature and just breathing because I can feel the energy within me. It's just very, it's draining. It really is a heavy, draining energy. So really reboot yourself. So, all right, we're going to take a little pause there. And when we come back, we're going to talk about letting go and shedding the story. And heck, what is the story? So that's what we have coming up. So, oops, I stopped too soon. Well, let's not do that. Let's go back to going back to shedding the story and letting go. We were talking about last week. Again, sitting in that living room and how are you going to decorate this and just letting material objects go, things that we carry with us, letting energy go that we've been carrying with us for so long. And today we're going to talk about the story. And when I mean the story is what you tell people. If someone says, who are you? That's the story that you tell to them. And it's usually the same story over and over with different little elements. And it's the thing that really defines you, isn't it? Or the thing that we allow to define ourselves because it doesn't need to define us. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, now it's time to take a little pause. So I'm going to take a breath. You take a breath. When we come back, we'll jump into our stories.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me the Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
A social distancing tip.
Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
And hello, hello. This is Mea Voce, your host and guide to the Power of Five here on OMTimes Radio. And I am coming to you outside today on the beautiful big island of Hawaii, here in Volcano. And I would like to share that we sadly do not have fun facts for kids today. Yesterday we did. My daughter's here. But let me share with you just a little story. So we've been doing some volunteering, and in fact, that's what we'll be talking about next week, is the gift of volunteering, and I have some representatives coming from Rainbow Friends, which is the only no-kill shelter here on the east side of the island, and they were beautiful enough to not close during all of this craziness and have been receiving animals, and because they were the only ones in the position to still receive animals, they are just overflooded. And have lots of animals that are looking for forever homes. So I would just say, if you are looking for a new addition to your family, give them a visit. They've got adoption hours from 10 to 3 daily, so you can pop over there. But my daughter and I have been volunteering because I believe very much in giving back to the community and would like to instill that into her as well, and volunteering and offering service. And since schools have not been in session, we can do other things here. So we, and I chuckle because I can just feel my partner, who of course crossed into the light last year. I can just feel him around me, just smiling because he knows me so well, and knows that I just love animals and need to help anything in distress. And so we have been going there, Saturdays for a couple weeks now, and cleaning out the maternity ward for cats. Maybe you know where this was going. But anyway, we have not welcomed permanently new animals because we are already at the seams, but we are fostering kittens. And so we went yesterday to bring them home. And so she asked me to share with all of you that she is sadly unable to offer you fun facts for kids because she is busy with her responsibilities mothering new kittens. Yes, I'm not kidding. And she is. We had set up a board before we agreed to do this, and a little whiteboard. And I said, these are Magda's tasks. This is what needs to happen for this to work, because there are 4 of them, 4 little kittens. And we had to buy some things, rearrange some things, and we made a kitten play wonderland in our garage. And I know I've mentioned it before about kitten therapy, and I just would stress that at this time, that there's just something so magical about seeing a little kitten and holding it as it's purring. And I'm a dog person, so I don't mean to upset the dog lovers out there, because I am really a dog person. But there's something with that purring, that you're just holding this sweet little thing, and it just is magical. It's magical. So I highly recommend kitten therapy. But, foster. You can foster some animals in the meantime that they're looking for their forever homes. It's not something you can do. But 4 little black kittens, I'm going to have to put some photos up on my Facebook because, geez, they're just so darn cute. So she is busy today with that and keeping up with her responsibilities. Of course, it is only, day 1. But that was the deal, that if she didn't keep up, they would go back. So, on that note, let's talk about shedding the story, shall we? Let's jump back into energy. Yes, we've been talking about letting go, this whole theme of this month, because that's what the energy is asking of us, and actually not really asking. It's just saying, yeah, you're letting go of some stuff. That's it. If you want to get into the new, it's time to let go of stuff. And, here I am. I've got 50 years of stuff I've got to get rid of. And I thought I got rid of a lot of stuff last year, moving from all the way from Australia to Hawaii. We did shed a lot of things. If we're talking about physical things, a physical thing is still an energy thing, and it has cords of energy. Memory, that's a cord of energy. And every time we hold that physical object and we ignite that memory, we're igniting that energy pathway again. And that's why it brings you right back, to that memory, because you're igniting that energy form. And when you're talking about the journey of grief, that's a whole nother level of letting go, because those are all memories that are very precious to you. So I can't go there right now because it is such a intense and moving experience. And I am still very fresh and raw in that place of grief, having lost my partner just, a year and a half ago, and his birthday around the corner. So that is, a trigger for us. So gotta let that go myself, because I can't journey there right now. Just not ready. But let's go back to energetically letting go. And we had talked about, that room. You're sitting in that room now of your new house. What do you want to decorate with it? What is important to you now? It's not about dragging stuff with us anymore. It really isn't. So we really have to do some soul searching to say that doesn't serve me anymore. It's just something that's dragging me down. And let it go. So many great meditations, exercises we can do that really are so quick. Thing with energy, it shifts so quickly. So you dive into that space in between and you cut cords with something or someone, to let that go. But yes, that's where we're in right now. So when we talk about the story, and that was really what I wanted to bring up today, because each of us has this thing. We have this story that we tell, right? And we shift it a bit, we change it, but usually it has some core elements. And if you still are not sure what your story is, yes, you have one. It's the thing that you tell someone new. So you meet someone new and they say, trying to get to know you. Where have you come from? What do you do? And thus it begins, the telling of the story. These are the elements, all right? So we need to really, really look at what are we sharing? What have we thought has been important to us? What are we dressing ourselves in? What are these articles of clothing? Another layer of the onion, we say, that we're wrapping ourselves in. Some of us, so we fall so in love with our story that we carry it with us everywhere. And we say, look, here's me. This is me, my story. This is how I define myself. And we can use that story for something, for pity. We can use that story to get attention. We can use that story to define our role. If we're saying firmly in victim role, we can define that with our story, and people react to it because they're really reacting to the energy of victim. But really need to do some thinking in this new cycle about what is it you've been telling? Because here's the thing. Yes, things have happened along the way and along in your life. But it's you, yes, you, my dear sweet friend, that colors it with something. You're the one that wraps that event, wraps that occurrence into the colors that you want the world to see. And so where we are right now, energetically, you can unwrap and rewrap. How's that? Oh, I like that. Like a present. You can just say, I don't like this wrapping paper. Okay, that has served me. I'm done with it now. And you can rewrap it. And what I mean by that is you're going to change your perspective of something. Okay? Remember, everything that happens out there, it's just an event. Right? The universe doesn't say, I'm going to send this horrible event to you. No. It's you that describe it as something. And I do mean everything. All right? Everything that happens to us out there. It's you that are coloring it with something. So as we stand in this energy of the new, as we sit here now looking at that empty living room going, what do I want in it? Do you want to present yourself with that same old story? Right? And let's take it to, another level. Remember that everything we're doing, we're coming from the two realms of energy. Constriction at the one end, where there's fear and anger and all that great stuff. And then you've got the other end we want to go to, which is expansion. And that's where love is, and gratitude and joy. And with expansion, that's where growth is and transformation. When you're sitting in a story that's wrapped in constriction, that doesn't allow for growth. That just allows for the same old thing to be repeated over and over. And as you repeat it verbally, okay, as you're thinking the story and telling the story all of that is energy. And your body, what you're doing is you're creating an energy signature. So you don't want to be in that space of constriction anymore. You know, if you're telling the story, geez, I had such a crappy childhood and went to this terrible school and I got picked on all the time and yada, yada, fill in the blanks, right? Terrible, terrible, whatever. We've all got versions of that. Maybe you can just let that go now, okay? Maybe it's not needed to repeat it anymore. Because when you're doing that, you're just presenting this face of yourself to everybody that is in this constriction, that is in this place of no growth, no transformation, and it's not a good place to be anymore. You know, we don't need to be there. We are in this new. We want to build, but we can't build on a foundation that's rotten. And I know I've said that before, but that is coming through so clearly right now, because as you do journey into this cycle, and you are shedding and you are letting go, you want to build a new foundation, and you can't do it on old bits of the story. You know, so you might just let go of all the story. You know, if someone is asking you about yourself, you can just you can say whatever you'd like. You know, I've started saying I live in a space of expansion. Some people look at me like, you know, I have no idea what that means, but others get it. And those are the people I want to connect with. You know, I don't need to know the 5 million details of my past, which if you really want to get philosophical, do they really happen anyways? Is there any such thing as a past because it's all happening now? But that, you know, sends your mind into a spin. So let's just stay on this plane, this linear time and space for a moment. You know, I don't want to repeat all of that stuff. Every time you say something, all right, here we go back to choices. When you say something, there's a motivation for saying it, all right? Motivation for saying it because you know you're going to get some kind of reaction. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, because we are energy. So really think, how do you want to now relate to other beings of light? And I do say that, you know, energetically. You know, because we are all energy in this energy space. How do you want to connect with them energetically? Do you want to still connect with that old story coming from that place of constriction? Because what'll happen is you'll just connect with other people in that same space, in their spaces of constriction, and you'll just bam, 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 like tennis, go back and forth with the story. Don't you love my analogies? I love how they pop into my mind. So you're just, you know, going back and forth, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, grumble, grumble, complain, complain, nothing expansion, nothing transforming, nothing growing. It's just comfort in that same space, right? And I do get it. There is comfort in the same space. But guess what? Have you seen a lot of comfort this year, right? It's all about change. And geez, so much change so quickly that, again, deer in headlights. I know we all feel like that, myself included. Like, geez, I know, what is today going to bring? Trying to plan for my daughter's starting school in 3 weeks. And it's like, you can make a plan, but things might change in 3 weeks, and it might be planned. We've got like 5 plans right now for school. So might be plan A, might be, you know, the one down the line. Very hard to plan, very hard to sit with all that change. But here we are. We have gone through it. You know, we have come through this period of discomfort. And more to come, yes. But yet, that hope. And a woman I connected with this week, you know, she started this beautiful project. I've asked her to come on, so trying to pin that down. Just sharing hope, because she said, yeah, we really just need hope right now. We need to see, you know, that bright light at the end of the tunnel. So I am here also to say to you, we are really in the energy of the new. And if you want to connect with that energy because you're not seeing it, you know, outside, let's say, it's not mirrored outside to us yet. It's because we haven't created it yet. So again, spending that time with yourself in nature, you know, even a half hour to go sit under a tree and really connecting to your heart space. See, the wind is agreeing with me because it's kicking up now. It's saying, yes, connect with nature, connect with the energy of wind and fire and transformation. Really connect to your heart space and say, all right, okay, so we're here. That's just it. We're here. There's no lamenting it. I mean, I did start out this I did start out this hour saying there is an energy of lamenting. I know I did, because that is part and parcel of Saturn and just where we are right now. There's that sense of letting go and grief, and this heaviness. But there is the realization that we are here. We can't go back 6 months to the world where we would just go to the store and not have to grab 5 masks. Everywhere I go, we've got masks in the car. My daughter and I have got, stored in the house, in my purse. They're everywhere now because you need them everywhere where you go out. So we're not in that world anymore. So there is this value of sitting in this new and connecting with the new and saying, okay, who am I? Again, how can I come more into alignment with who I am and the universal energy and what my purpose is? And bringing it back to the story, does that story serve me any longer? Can I put a new spin on the story? Can I bring it to that space of expansion so that I can open up to the growth and change and transformation that's everywhere around us right now? To be a part, fully be a part of this planet and what's happening right now. You really have to move into that place of expansion. And carrying around the old stone of the old story is just not going to serve you. You're not going to get a beautiful plant out of that rock, right? So just let the rock go, cut the cords with it, bless it. It had its part in your journey. But now we need to reframe. And that's really it. We need to use new words, reframe it, redress it into something that brings us to that place of expansion. And I know I've shared, I share very openly about my journey. I think that's important as well, to be authentic and transparent. And so the example I've shared with you is, again, my partner was killed 1.5 years ago. Not a shining moment, in my memory when I was told that he had passed into the light. But what I share now, with people is that for me began a moment of intense and dramatic transformation. That's what it did. And you could see and hopefully feel the difference. It doesn't mean I miss him any less. It doesn't mean the event didn't happen. But for me to go forward on this earth plane, I need to bring that event, because again, it was just an event. It was his time. He shed his physical body and he crossed into the light. A lot sooner and a lot faster I would have liked. And I know he's listening right now. But it's something that I need to work with here, and I choose expansion. So choose something maybe less traumatic in your life, but what is something that you're still sitting with and retelling over and over, again, coming from that place of constriction? How can you redress it? How can you redress it? And if you're saying something that, I don't know, I'm never going to bring that into a place of expansion, then we work with forgiveness and we say, let's just let that go then. Maybe it just doesn't need to be repeated anymore because it just doesn't serve you anymore. Remember, we many times we allow that story to define us, because we are beings of light. We are just energy. We don't have consciousness. We are consciousness. So we do need something to define us and to present us a face into this world. But what happens so is we hold on so tightly to that, let's say that coat that you're wearing, that we don't want to let it go. So on that note, I'm going to take a little pause, and we'll be back in a moment with more letting go and shedding. All right.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
In a world that has suddenly turned dark and unfamiliar, there is one light that will never go out. Allow the light of kindness and compassion to guide you. With kindness, we can all create a better tomorrow. The Be Kind Revolution, shining the light of kindness and compassion within. www.bekindrevolution.life. Become a kindness crusader today, because everyone deserves a little kindness. And hello again, this is Mea Voce, your host and guide to the Power of Five, here on OMTimes Radio, coming to you live and outside here on Volcano on the big island of Hawaii. And just sending each and every one of you aloha and blessings and love and kindness, because certainly we have been through it this year, haven't we? And things just continue to build and to shift and to change, and really not allowing us to find our footing yet, right? Even though we are right now, we've been talking about this past hour, stepping into this new, and trust me, we really are in this new energy, which is, when I connect with it, there's just this sense of infinite possibility, infinite expansion, and infinite abundance that is there. We just now need to connect, and to put, it's kind of like connecting the dots right now. It's not a fast-moving energy we find ourselves in. So just sharing with everyone, really, really be mindful of how heavy this energy is. Like, I just feel drained myself. And it's just, we're having a mini drought here in Volcano. Even though it rains so often, it doesn't rain like over our house. And it's just a very interesting thing. We'll drive into town, raining. And then as we get closer to Volcano, there'll just be this band of blue. And I'll say to my daughter, our house is over there. So we're getting out of the rain. And that's how it's been. It's been very dry. And that got me completely off track. Why am I talking? Well, because we ran out of water this week as well. This is something I've learned. We have a catchment tank for rainwater. And since it hasn't rained, we ran out of water. So that was a new experience for Chicago, Sydney person had to get water from a truck. But anyway, we're sitting in this space, and it is just a very heavy energy. Really, really be kind to yourselves and acknowledge where you are. Take each day just in and of itself as one day. Don't try to think too far down the road right now, because this energy will really... you'll just feel like you'll be wasting extra energy is the point. You'll be feeling like you're hitting your head against the wall. This is really a day-to-day step right now in this moon cycle. And thinking again of who are you, allowing yourself to come into alignment with your soul purpose. And how do you know that? Because those are big words and big things. So simple. If you're happy with a thought, if it makes you happy, if it gets you excited, you're on the right path. If you think of something and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that, not giving me a happy feeling, then that's not what you should be doing. The universe makes it very simple with our energy bodies, our barometers. Feeling good, right path. Not feeling good, not right path. But sadly, what we've been taught is just to push down our intuition. We push it down. We push down those feelings of wrongness, and we allow our head to put on that cap and go, right, we're going this way because logically, X, Y, and Z add up there. But that's not how we should be functioning any longer. So really, really pay attention to what your body is saying. And if it's saying rest, go rest. And I can hear again the moms going, oh, God, 3 kids. And I do get that. All right. So I'm just saying in whatever way is possible for you, because at the end of the day, it's you and your energy body and your journey. So we really just need to pay attention to that now. And, if you've got a gangle of kids around you, maybe taking them outside and there's a place that's safe that you can go hiking or whatnot in your area. But get the kids out into nature as well and allow them the healing energy of trees and grass and fresh air. But very, very important in these days because we are shifting very quickly. So on one level, we're very grounded in this energy and thinking of what we're doing, in an earthly plane. Yes, what is our soul purpose? Yes, what project is bubbling up? But then putting action steps into place. But doing it day by day. And I really feel like things are moving quickly on one level up there energetically, but we right now are just grounded and again, taking that step day by day. Yes. So I personally was hoping when we reached this point, it would feel much lighter. Boy, I was wrong because it's not. And there's still, I'm feeling, blips and glitches with communication and I don't know what's up with that because Mercury is now going, not retro anymore, but there's still just this garbled energy because we're not clearly through the new yet. We're in this space of the new, and you could just imagine just a ball of string, lots of string that's stuck together. Now we need to build something out of it. So take it day by day and really nurture yourself. And that's something that we'll be discussing not today. I'm not going to get into that, but certainly coming up because that's certainly a theme of my work and has been with my women's groups is the difference between really nurturing yourself and then just pampering yourself. There's a difference between doing your hair and getting your nails done, all lovely things, to pamper yourself, but that is not nurturing yourself. And that's also where we have there's a failing in our society because we're not taught to nurture ourselves. We're not taught the value of it, in my humble opinion. There's no school that we go to that says, right, now we're going to connect to our heart space, see really what we should be doing, and then we're going to nurture ourselves and listen to our body and intuition. Is there? Besides, I don't know. I did a diploma in energy healing, so we did talk a lot about that. But in my graduate school, there was not a thought, of that, my master's in linguistics. So no, but that is something that I would like to bring to the world because it is so important to connect to our heart space and nurture ourselves. And goodness, in this year that we've had, even more so, more important. We can't let that go to the wayside because then we drain ourselves, and that's when we sink into that place that we call depression, where we're not feeding ourselves anything. Our soul is not being fed, our energy levels are not being recharged. We're not breathing in prana; we're just breathing in air. And not understanding that energy is feeding us, Mother Earth all around us. We can connect with that energy and refuel at any times. But we have to make a bit of an effort, and that effort, sit under a tree and just breathe and allow the tree to work its magic. Oh, excuse me. Yes. So really, really connecting with your heart space and with your body and listening to it in this moon cycle. And like I said, coming into alignment, are you in alignment with your soul purpose? Are you feeling you're in alignment? And it's as easy as saying, yes, I'm feeling good about that thought. And no, I'm not feeling good about that thought, and what is your real purpose? This energy that we have this month is an energy of creating. But you have to do it step by step by step. And because again, Saturn is here and it's the, the taskmaster, as I said, taskmaster of the zodiac. The steps that you put down, really, you have to think clearly, feel clearly. Oh, I can't believe I said that. See, even I have old habits. Feeling clearly into, is this a step that needs to happen or not right now, and not rushing anything. This is certainly not an Aries energy at all. This is not a moving forward quickly and throwing some stuff down and trying it out. No, this is really sinking into that and going, okay, this is where I'm going to put my energy now. This is the project that's coming up for me. This is really in alignment with my soul calling. It really resonates with me. Now, what what do I need to actualize it? What action step today? Laying that foundation very clearly. As we are sitting in this month, and it is about building the new, we first have to start with the foundation. So don't think too far ahead. Don't think at the end. Yes, have a vision board and your overall thoughts of what it is that project should look like, but really taking it day by day and step by step. Yes, and then we'll get through this this month. As I always said, if you don't like one energy, just relax, because it will shift. It just seems like this year it's shifting and not really lightening, is it? It's just big stuff after big stuff. And in my own world, we're just, really praying that school will open. School opens very early here in Hawaii compared to the rest of the states. So we have a start date for August 4. So, yes, just looking at that date and going, yes, let's begin this journey of school again. But next week, that was a beautiful segue into next week, because next week we will be talking about volunteering and really, again, furthering that connection to your soul and your heart and what it resonates with you. Choosing something to volunteer is just an extension of who you are and what you believe in. But there's so many organizations and people in need of help right now, because everything is kind of thrown up in the air and not knowing where it's landing. Everything is new. So we will be talking about the gift and the art of volunteering. I have representatives coming next week from Rainbow Friends, which is a no-kill shelter here on the east coast of the island, where my daughter and I have been volunteering the last couple of weeks. And just beautiful people, very dedicated, very, very in resonance with who I am, and very proud of my daughter, because volunteering comes from that space of the heart and giving back, but sometimes the tasks are not pretty. And so we've been cleaning out, just doing what needs doing, cleaning out cages. I must say she's been doing a lot of cuddling of kittens while mommy's been cleaning out cages. But you know what? She's there with me. She's not complaining. It's hot. Lots of cats together. So I am just really proud of her. And as she's sitting now in Cat Haven that we have, Kitten Haven, I'm hoping that she can hear me. And be proud of all of our little ones. This is a big journey, but do remember that this is also their journey. They have chosen this as well, and I've kind of shifted some people's perceptions of that these past months, saying, poor little kids and this and that, and I say, yes, it's a journey, but they are also beings of light, and they have chosen to be here. And what I've shared with my daughter is, my job, I feel like, is to be part of this transformation. Her job is to be in it after. So yes, she's here now, but again, she's chosen to be here. So just remember that, we're all beings of light, and we're all here on this journey together. So again, back to volunteering. Yes. So what can what would resonate with you? So that's our theme next week. And like I said, we'll have representatives from Rainbow Friends, some people that have been volunteering and sharing their journey with volunteering, and just sharing a few thoughts about what help is needed at the shelter right now. And what help is needed in your area. Back to letting go of the story. When you're standing there without your story comforting you, who are you? What new choices can you make? And I've said it before, but I'm going to close on this note, is that every single person out there who's living and breathing and listening to this or not, or just finding it some other way, what choices can you make on a daily basis that benefit everyone? As little as when you go to the grocery store, are you buying the 3 zucchinis that are wrapped in plastic on styrofoam? Which I continue to wonder why the grocery stores do this, and can't we change that rule, law, whatever it is, the policy, and to to buying a single zucchini. So how do we get there? Buying choices, just making different choices, things that reflect and can help build this new society. So everyone can be in there together. Everyone today can think, all right, what choices can I make today that can help, that can help build this new world, because we all are in this together. And if there's ever you want to see one of my buttons be pushed, it would be the apathy button and the I don't care button. That really pushes my buttons, because I just think that model, that whole way of thinking is done now. We just can't afford to be in a place of apathy anymore. We just can't. We can't afford to be in our own private bubbles and say that's their problem, because it's not. It's all of our problems. It's all of our thoughts together, because we are all one person. And I love when I hear that now echoed, out there and commercials and whatnot, saying that we are all in this together. But we really are. That's just it. We are in this together. And we are here at this time by our choices to build this new world, build this new foundation and this new era and this new age. So start simply. Start by, what are your choices during the day? Even if it's a choice of thinking. If you're saying, I haven't gone out of the house in forever, what are those thoughts that you're sending out into the universe? Because that's energy as well. Are you still sitting in that realm of fear? How can you get yourself to expansion? And again, if you need help with that, give me a shout. I have a button on my website, free consultation, and trust me, I chat. You go way beyond 20 minutes. So just click that button and let's have a chat, and let's see how we can together get you into that place of expansion so that you can honor this place of growth and transformation that we're in. So much I'd like to share. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. And from my heart to yours, we are all one and in this together. Much aloha and blessings for a beautiful week. And I will talk to you next week. All right. Bye.